Hello everybody, welcome. How's everybody doing? Oh my gosh, welcome everybody. Hey, it's our Saturday live stream. Hope you're doing well, welcome. Yeah, we got a lot to cover today. Hope you're ready for lots of cool information. My name's John Limcool. Some people call me Skippy. Let me go over here and go PlugInGuru. I should tell you about my website. This is all sponsored each week by my website. I do this each Saturday at this time. Have a little bit of fun. Show you all the latest plugins that have come out this week. Show you the current libraries, the things that we've released. We've got a sneak peek at what Fred Nongat's working on with SubsonicArtz for Repro 1 and Unify 2, which is really, really, really cool. I wonder what they're going to do when they, I guess it'd be Repro 1 version 2. They'll have to put like a version 2 because it can't be Repro 2. Because there's Repro 5 that comes with Repro 1, which is the 5-note polyphonic version. So you'd think, well, Repro 2 would be like the 2-note polyphonic version, right? So you can't do that. Anyway, this is my website. There's over 150 libraries for all sorts of plugins. All these plugins I have libraries for. So if you go over here and you say Unify, you'll see there's like over 50 libraries now for Unify 2 and Unify 1. We don't really support Unify 1 per se anymore. A lot of these libraries were made for Unify 1. In fact, the library today that we're starting with is the library that was made for Unify 1 that is now been converted nicely to Unify 2. And a couple things. I spent the week, notice nothing is hitting exclamation points. Like if we take any of these patches, literally any of them, if I go over here and I go to let's go to the original library, because in Unify 1, our metering system wasn't very detailed, right? So it couldn't really show you what we see now in Unify 2. So if I go over here to MegaMagic, where is that? MegaMagic pads to work, go to the wave version, to the patches. Here's the Z patches. Let's call up, this is Magical FM growth. So here's called up. This is the original patch. And it sounds fine. You don't know that it's like pegging the output because we have loud max. This is why I have this mastering chain with loud max, because whatever I hit, it'll bring down the dynamics and stuff, but you shouldn't be hitting it quite that hard. So it's the same sound. It just, now you have all the detail of the sound without it getting squashed. If you look at loud max, it's got a little breathing room. Now, if you want, you always can go back here and bring it up by about 6 dB, and now you're back to the. Hear that compression and stuff like that. It is a cool effect, but I really didn't want these patches to have that happen with everything. I also added drum tracks so you can play with them. And then Marko, I think Bagge from Finland helped me work with the graphics, and so all the patches have graphics. So when you go to Manta Ray Parade, you now have cool image. We also have set up on the knobs, not on the first page because I didn't have room, but for the most part on the second page, on and off for the metronome. And look at, it's not hitting 0 dB. Like here's the original ZBPM pad. Where is it at? This is a BPM pad. Right here. Here's the original, so you can see what it was. Just pegged. I mean, it's like poor little Knob Max over here. It's working super hard. Right? So I went through every patch, and Taylor, my assistant, helped me. Just hear a little bit more detail, and you don't hear that compression stuff. So custom graphics now for every patch when you go to everything. Now, if you don't want to see custom graphics, some people are like, I'm not really into the images. I don't need inspiration from visuals. That's fine. If you don't want to see these, all you have to do is go to the play page, call up the images, choose whatever you want and hit the pin. And now when you go through the library, it won't change. It will stay with whatever image from the library you've chosen here. So you could say ocean waves, and I want it to be just barely there, and then pin it. Boom. Now when I go through everything, that's what I will see. But it's kind of cool. You know, we took time. Marko spent a lot of time coming up with images that kind of feed another of our senses some input to. And this is a cool library. So this is MegaMagic Pads 2. And I actually should put a little poster on the website. I haven't done that yet. But if you go to the products and you go down here to, where's that? You got to go to the MegaMagic. Look at all these libraries. It's crazy how many libraries have been made. But MegaMagic Pads 2 Mosaic, I had this library at a very special price for just this weekend. It's not $52, it's $30 off. As a celebration for it being out and available. If you don't have it, it's a really fun library. I made it a couple years ago on a trip to Mexico. I went to see a friend of mine in San Miguel de Allende, which is a really interesting part of Mexico. It's basically built on a mountain of rose crystal. I've got actually a big piece of crystal here. It's supposed to help me find a girlfriend. I haven't found a girlfriend lately, so I don't know if it's helping or not. But that mountain, I don't know what it was, but I was just there for 2 weeks, and my daughter came down. We did some traveling around and saw things, and I got inspired to make this library, and I made all of the samples. There's 40 samples in this library. They're grouped into these different pads. This is a variation on the MegaMagic Pads Volume 1, which is where there's like really cool sounds that are, which also has custom graphics. But for MegaMagic Volume 2, I wanted to do something different, so I would make these big pads, but I would make them from elements and then give you those elements as separate pads as well. So you just have the different components that I put together. And then there's this really cool, I did a lot of fun things with motion. So I'm playing something, and I played it differently for the different notes of the samples. There's both the wet version and then the dry. Right? So you have all these things to work with. You have them as just a stereo mix. And then you have the multi-mix, which is all of the elements as separates. So you could pan them. If you had like an Atmos set, you could put things into different places in the stereo field for all these really cool different sounds. So Rosa de Cristal. Right? So you have, and this is one where there's a nice, a lot of times the complex sounds come from finding the right elements that work together. So if I take this and I say, give me the element from B, and let's see what D was. And then A, there's a lot of times I would do a dry version. Right? But the magic comes a lot of times from the processing I would apply. So when you take this with emotion and then you combine this with these other three more standard pad things, and now you can play the mix. So you get to custom make your pads. Really, really fun. So, and then all the bonus, there's 65 bonus patches in here that do all sorts of really cool, let's call them up just as cancel, just as a normal patch. So you can see there's all these pulses and rhythms. So, you know, building blocks that you need for all sorts of things. This has the pump rate. Well, I think I'm doing this through the LFOs, right? Yeah, so this would be one of those things. I don't think I set it up. I should have, but if you were to go, I have pulse depth, so you can take it out. I should have had a pulse rate. If you wanted to add that, all you'd have to do is right-click on a knob that doesn't have any assignments. Let's set this to the box that says current value and current value, so it doesn't change. Let's go over here to this knob and hit the ear. And let's go to Guru Sampler and change this knob. This is the amp intensity of the LFO. And then all I have to do, since it's the same, as notice this, each one of these additional layers are a Guru Sampler. So I can use this really cool thing where I click on the little side bullet and I say duplicate layer +1 and duplicate layer +1. Now I've done pulse, but I don't want depth. I want rate. So check this out. This is kind of cool. If I say no, 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 I'm going to say rate. That's not the right name. So let's do this. Sometimes you can type in the name and I get lucky because I do it right, but sometimes I don't. So we have pulse already, right? I want to use rate, which is right here. So yeah, it's the LFO sync rate. So now if I say duplicate this +1, duplicate this +1, I now have this set. So, and if I want, I could go over here to the pulse depth. And I'm going to hold down Control and Shift to copy this knob by clicking on the little bullet. Then go to number 2 and hold down Shift and click right here. So now I have depth and rate side by side. So now I could do this in automation. And here's my rhythm. And I have it on and off over here. I could use it. Right? One cool thing we did, just, I don't know if you know this or not, but when you look at our LFOs, right here we have our timings, and I on purpose asked when we designed this to make the dotteds and the triplets and the notes, being like quarter note, eighth note, 16th notes, separate categories, so that so many times you go to the LFO rate, and if it's set to sync, it goes through duplicates or doublets and triplets, right? So it's the eighth note triplet, eighth note doublet, quarter note, and it's useless for this kind of stuff. So I set these up when we designed both Guru Sampler 1 and 2 so that the LFOs are set so that as I go through these, I'm not getting duplicates. I'm not getting the doublets or the triplets. Now we have LFOs inside of these knobs. So if I said run, control the depth, I could have it become its own rhythm. I could even have the pulse. Let's do this. Bring down the depth. So you can play with these types of controls to take any of these BPM pads into really cool interactive all sorts of really fun places to play with these types of controls, right? So yeah, now one thing Nico is pointing out is the disk space. Now, the first couple libraries we released, I just used PNG images, and I know I'm a photographer. I have a database of like 120,000 photos, so I know JPEGs are much smaller in memory size. So for this library, I also, at the last step, after I had all the images done, I used all sorts of tools to modify some of these images Marko made to make them a little bit more specific that I wanted, or I would do things like some of them would have like a person, and you notice that even those that have like a person in it, they're like, let's see, find one here. Look at all these cool images. So I mean, just some of this stuff is just insanely cool. But where was it? The silhouette one, like Rosa de Cristal, no? Oh, maybe Mystery Romance. I think this is the one that had, yeah. See how these, you just see an outline of it? They were a lot more solid. And then I would use Photoshop to like take the whole image and have AI make a version without the subject, and then blend it back in so it just be a silhouette, just a little bit subtle. But at the end, I converted everything to JPEG. 6 instead of a 7 for the image quality, so it's just one step down because that does like a doubling of the memory size of the files. And then I went through and I used just a text editor to reference everything to JPEGs. So instead of being a 400 megabyte images library, like we've done 4 or 5 other libraries now this way, I'm going to go back. I have to go to each one of them and do one of these where I spend a week fixing the volumes, the levels, doing drum grooves. All of these have drum grooves, and they're so fun to play with. So any of these you go to, got really cool. You got really cool grooves to go with them if you want to use it as a starting point. So that kind of stuff is here for everything. And again, if you go to the pump house, wherever the... Uh-oh. I didn't marry this one up. It's not connected, so... Oops. Some of the patches I missed. Oh, rats. Because these don't have pump houses on them. Oops. A lot of the patches. Most of the patches have... I guess when I got to the more complex layers, I didn't go through and fix my macro knobs. I apologize. I try to make, there's so many parameters to these libraries anymore. Okay. Well, anyway, I tried. But they have images, levels down, and grooves. So cool starting points and stuff like that. So the library's available at a nice price for the weekend. Just this weekend. There's a spring sale starting next week with St. Patrick's Day is around the corner. During that sale, it'll be on sale with everything else, but it won't be this big of a discount. So the biggest discount will be this weekend on it. So just if you want. Just to celebrate, because it was a lot of work this week to get this done. So let's see here. Yeah, I know. It would be cool to have AI animated. You know, someday that's probably going to be something that we can do as the processors get more powerful. And, you know, you can do that now with Midjourney, where you take an image and you say animate it and it comes to life. It's just amazing. I've done stuff in the past where I've shown you the AI that we use. It's Midjourney. I use now. Marko uses other tools, which are really cool. So it's not just Midjourney. He sometimes will use free photo websites where it's copyright free imagery that people create and photos that they post and stuff like that. Anyway, so that's available. That's the first thing to talk to you about. I have a new library to show you that Fred is working on. Hey, welcome, guys. So I see some new people showing. Oh, good. Glad you guys like the images. Yeah, it's just fun to have something to look at besides just some company logo or something like that, right? So we try to mix it up. And I don't put like logo stuff on the images. I want it to be like an inspiring place and not so heavy into commercialization, you know, so we don't do that. Right? So now the way the library works, the pads is the original version that we made, right? There's a synth version of every one of the pads, like Mystery Romance, D Dry. If you go down here, D Dry Synth. It's fast attacks, shorter releases. Some get super short. So you can use it in faster applications. So just be aware when you're playing with the library, how you're going to use it. I've kind of taken into account that you might want it as a synth variation. So everything has a synth version, but if you go up to Troubled Waters, all up here, the pad is designed for pad work. Right? All right, so that's lots of fun. Grab it this weekend if you want. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the next library that's coming out. This is from Fred, who's in the chat. Shout out to Fred. Here, I'm going to give him a shout out because do you need to own Mosaic for that library? If you own Mosaic, you can download the updated version. It's on the website. Shout out to Fred. It's on sale, so if you don't own it, you can grab it. If you have it already, just log into the PlugInGuru.com website, and you'll be able to get the free update. There's the Unify version 1 version. There's some of our users still are with Unify version 1, so that version is still there. Above that is the Unify version 2, and you have to have version 2 because we went through every patch, saved it in Unify 2 format, so it won't work in Unify 1, okay? So... Fred. All right, so the next library, let me show you the artwork because I don't know if this will be the final artwork. I just got the library recently from Fred. He's been working like nonstop hard on this to get this done. It's a really cool library. You need to own Repro 1 from Uhi. So this is one of the libraries like he has done for other plugins where it's patches for Repro 1, Repro 5, but there's a special version of the patches in Unify format because he likes playing with images and he likes combining the patches to make combinations. And in this one, he likes to add AI voices and all sorts of really cool things to do additional sample layers on top of everything else that's going on. So let me see here. He told me to do something really quick. So I'm going to do, let's see if we go right here. Just take just 1 second, go over here, SubsonicArtz, and bring your MIDI files. So let's copy this. And let's see if we put this, this might work, it might not. Let's see, libraries. Paste. So here is the working artwork. Cybernetica is the concept. And if you imagine, he explained it to me as trying to get out of the Matrix. You know, I mean, Matrix is one of my favorite movies ever made. And so this is drawing very heavily on that kind of vibe, plus some additional attitude from like Rob Zombie kind of things. And it goes into some cool places. So there's 287 patches right now. I'm going to go to the combis because this is where it gets really interesting. Here's the artwork, which is really, really, really cool. And you immediately got like a whole... Right? So we're going to work on the drums. I'm working on a Techno kit to add to this of new samples. And you see you've got controls. There's just one patch. Just to give you an idea of how much fun these are to play with. Whoops. It would help if I was playing more, like, better timing. Breach detected. Isn't that cool? Now again, if you take a look at this from this page, it's calling up Repro 1 plugins. You hear all this additional processing because he's using effects and all sorts of things on top. But underneath it all, is a patch using the sequencer, using all the cool tweaks and all the stuff of Repro 1 to make all of these really cool combinations. So you can just... So it's that vibe, you know? The red dress. I love this one. You think you know the timing, right? But you don't. I worked on X-ray beam yesterday. Yes, the synth is $39. I'll show you in just a few minutes here. Gotta show this stuff first. Fred, I worked on this one. So it's got a cool triplet vibe to it. There's all these really cool effects. Dodge this, you know. I'll tell you a little side story. Fred is a fellow gamer that plays games sometimes. and we've been playing Arc Raiders together. I'm playing here in Idaho, and he's in France. And it's cool. We can join a game, run around, blow up the machines together. So there's some of these sounds that were definitely inspired by the Arc Raiders kind of vibes. So all sorts of cool stuff like this. The pads are using Repro 5, so you've got some cool alternative. Right? I mean, it sounds like stuff straight out of the soundtrack to Arc Raiders. Well, yeah, it's one of those things where you, unfortunately, you will need to own Repro 5. And I've talked to Fred about this. Like, we need to do a library that's just for Unify, because it does limit how many people can buy these libraries, because you have to own some other synthesizer for it to work. So you're relying on, not everybody owns every synthesizer, right? So, but Repro is kind of a unique one because you actually get two plugins in one. You get one, which is basically like an MS-20 kind of a synth. There's all sorts of really cool parameters and tweakability to the parameters. There's this really cool all sorts of cool effects. The filters are great and so forth. And then it also comes with Repro 5, which is basically inspired by the Prophet 5. So it's basically, let's get to the keys. So you see the keys. So you will need to own these synths for these patches to work, of course. So oh, this one doesn't have a groove yet. Some don't have grooves yet. Yeah, some of these will need some programming. At the end of the list, just so you know, there's also all these menus of really cool phrases.
Just listen. I'm always here with you. They got you running in a maze that has no end.
And some of these will be put into those combination patches with MIDI files playing.
I see your face. Beyond the grid. The light is the only thing that doesn't die. Beyond the grid.
So you could,
beyond the lie.
You could go to something like this right now and then layer up something like let's just say like load this in. So it's like,
break the simulation. Disconnect the ghost of the machine. Break the simulation.
You know, so you'll be able to like combine these vocal samples of all these different characters that Fred has come up with, created the scripts. Each one of these has a different theme.
Shine, it's just listen. You're a being of God. I am your shield.
You know, it's the angel talking, right? Or the ghost.
I am your hidden self. I am your hidden self. The secret pulse in the mainframe's rot.
So I'll show the full library when it's done. We have another week or two to work on this to get more things happening. But it's going to be a really fun library. I mean, it's a synthesizer that can go all sorts of cool places. I'm in love. Really cool stuff. So we're still working on this. It's gonna be really fun. All sorts of really cool effects and additional things going into the production. Swanky amp for distortion on the reverbs and all sorts of cool stuff. So this will be out probably, I don't know if we'll make it this Thursday. It might be a week from Thursday, but this month this is going to be coming out. Really fun. So good job, Fred. Considering every patch already has all these cool images for the themes. There's rhythm grooves all over the place here. So very cool. So give you that kind of like cool synthetic electronica, techno soundtrack. Yeah, so really fun, really, really cool. He loves to come up with concepts and then like push them, you know, all the way through the patches, the names, the imagery, the sounds. Very cool. So, good job, Fred. We'll have that all ready for you guys here in a bit. All right, so there are some plugins to tell you about. One of them that I said I wasn't going to tell in the newsletter, that is a $159 plugin that's available for $39 right now. And it's from our friends at Softube, who make really good, high-quality instruments. They're some of my favorite simulations, especially of the older gear. Model 77, which is based on the 1977 CS80. If you hit the buy now button, it's $39 instead of $159. And let me show it to you really quick. Here's the link for those of you that want to go check it out. It's based on the CS80, so it has a lot of patches with Aftertouch. I've got my keyboard over here with Aftertouch. Let's do this. Let's init. And let's call up a cool image just for the background. And let's say we want to do like, maybe have like, maybe the space and darken down and lock these all. Actually, let's go over here and hit set as default color so it keeps the space vibe. And then we can go over here and let's say 77. And here we are. So this is Softube's homage to the CS80. That's just the default patch. I actually like Blade. Let's see, maybe I gotta get my MIDI started up over there again. See, my Aftertouch keyboard went to sleep, so it wasn't working. So let's see if I can wake it up. There we go. It is polyphonic Aftertouch, so. Got that really bright brassy vibe down really well. Right? So, a good synth. There's a lot of capabilities here. There's a ring modulator that does some really cool things. So if you want a synthesizer that gives you the vibe of the CS80, now there's a number of these. Cherry Audio has a really good one as well. Arturia does as well. There's another company, I can't, somebody in the chat will remind me. There's another company, I think, in Europe that has a CS80 as well. It's been done before, for sure. But this was very nice. I like the Juno 106 and the Mini Moog that, let's see, Softube. Their 1982, the 5-voice is the, let's see, 84. I think this is the Their Juno 106 was spot on as far as I could tell. And Softube, their Model 72, this is the Mini Moog, and it's got a very incredible filter, great oscillators. That kind of vibe is just pretty silly. But the 77 is very nice. And it's part of their spring sale. So if you want it for a nice price, can't get much better than that, right? Anytime that you see this panel show up here, this is when they have turned on. I don't know where you find the button to turn it on, but oh, here it is, extension panel right here. That's where you can set in the aftertouch controls and stuff like that. Pan spread. Very nice. So, want to make you aware of that as a cool offering that's going on. Grab Repro 105. Audio by itself format. There you go. Oh, yeah, XLS Labs is the other, right. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Yeah, so there you go. Model 77 for those of you that would like a CS80 on the nice price side of things. To show you new plugins, let's do this. Let's start with this. Waldorf has released an update to Attack. This is the new version of Attack. Attack version 3. Let me mute this for a second and let's call up a new layer and we'll add Attack 1 so you can see where they're coming from. Let's do the audio unit version so this is the audio unit version of Attack. You had presets here, different kits, so you could see SDS5. Oh wait, that's not the whole kit, that's just one preset. So if you go over here down to the kit, you have this small set of kits, so you can it's all synthesis. There is some samples, I believe, because some of these samples, if you go to the crash, I think you can choose here to choose from a set of samples, right? Oh, and it can crash. Yeah, I noticed it crashed. Come back. Okay, so yeah. Well, that's why they made Attack 3, I guess. So Attack 3, they've lost the keyboard. I kind of like the keyboard interface on the side. Instead, it's now a mixer with two different pages. And you can turn on a keyboard if you want like this, but it's different. And then here you go through here to go to the kits. If we go SDS5, here's that kit. And did I lose MIDI? I might have lost MIDI. Hold on 1 second. Re-engage. One more time. I noticed this. I've been doing some work in a different sampling rate, and it's causing something weird to happen that I don't normally have happen. Let me make sure I'm still 48 kilohertz here. Audio. Make sure that this is still set to 48 kilohertz. Yep. And if I turn these off. There we go. Just reconnect the cables, right? Attack 3. Let's go over here to the browser, to the SDS5 kit, and it sounds better. The engine definitely has been improved. There's more kits, so you can choose all these different styles, like new style. The synthesis places you can go are pretty interesting. You click right here to see what's going on. So you can play with all the parameters. It's got 2 buses and effects and so forth. Techno kit. I wish they would have made more kits. This is not enough kits, in my opinion, for what they... It's more than what was in the version before this, but with so much capability and synthesis and stuff, I wish I had more kits showing up all the places it can go. Beatbox kit. But if you go to one of these sounds, you can see pretty quickly... See, oscillator 1, oscillator 2, you have all sorts of places with modulation controls, including velocity and all sorts of things. So you can say, all right, so you have sine waves, noises, all sorts of things, compressors you can turn on for the whole kit. It's interesting, there's no sequencer. I wish it would have had some sort of a sequence engine put into this so you could play grooves. And they didn't really follow general MIDI for the notes, so I can't call up like general MIDI sequences to play it. So it's very Waldorf. Waldorf will do things their own way, but it sounds really good. As far as the sonics of the engine goes, it's really good. So let's see. Let's see if we have pitch EG1. We can get to super snappy envelopes. So you can make new drum sounds super easily. That's a sine wave. There's all sorts of other noises. And it's 2 oscillators. So I'm just playing with one oscillator 1. They let you use the wheel, which is nice. So you can do that. You can play the filtering. Envelope 1. So you can make a billion kicks, sounds, and so forth. And they just didn't give you enough options here for like really big productions. But it's available at a really decent price. So let me show you Waldorf, new WaldorfMusic.com is the website. You know, and software can always be updated. So let's see, go Waldorf Attack. Do I have to hit more info somewhere? Something like that, more info. It comes as a separate plugin. And where's our pricing? Buy, let's see what we have for our price. $99, 99 euros. Okay, so I thought they'd have an introductory price, but maybe they don't. Maybe they will. But the sound of it's pretty serious. Yeah, daylight savings messes everybody up. I'm sorry for those of you that are showing up late, or you know, you're on time, but it's off an hour because our clocks were set forward an hour last week. Sorry about that. I should have mentioned that in the newsletter last night. Did not. So, okay, so that's one of the two drum things. We actually had two different drum unit plugins kits show up at the same time. The other one's from Klevgrand. Klevgrand, they have OneShot version 2, and it has not the same synthesis capabilities. It's more vibe. And instead of 199, it's 119. So both of these are they're not in the discount basement pricing points, but they sound great. I mean, the things they can do sonically is if you're into synthesis and making your own drum sounds and stuff like that, that's a pretty cool place for doing the whole kit. There are specialized plugins for just the kick, you know, for like the kick plugins and Ninja Kick and all that kind of stuff. But that's just for one sound. What's fun is here you can like play with the kick and then you go to the snare and shape the snare to be exactly what you want to go with your kick. Hear them at the same time. It's very powerful. Now, OneShot 2 is right here. Let me give you the link for OneShot 2. Copy this. It's klevgrand.com. And let's put right here into the chat. I know. Well, apparently, I don't know if you guys know this, but some states in the United States don't do daylight savings. I think the government, Congress, did something to stop daylight savings. None of us want it. Nobody wants it. Everybody really dislikes, you know, in the winter, it takes an hour away from the day, so it's darker sooner, it's gloomier. It's just, I'm ready to end it totally, 100%. All right, here, let me move this over here to the side so you can just see OneShot for a second. This is an interesting library. So they've put a ton more samples than OneShot 1 into this. If you play the same snare, like if we go to the snare, which is this note, let's see here, where is this snare at? Right here. If you go to the edit button, you can see all of the samples, old snare closed. There's 36 samples for this. And you can actually cycle through the round robins. You can put it to random. Then the thing with this is kind of cool is each one of these instruments in the scrolling list, and it shows you down here when there's something assigned to it, and you can hover over it and it'll tell you, which is helpful. There's two different places to add. Let's see, we got an EQ on here right now. Oh, that's on and off. They did that. So you have EQ, compressor, finalizer, distortion, transient, all those things. And then there's another effect next to this, which can be reverb or gates or all sorts of things. And then they have buses, which also have 2 effect slots. And then the output has 2 effect slots. So if you take this and instead of doing this, let's just go down to distorted and play like that. You can get into really cool sounds. Again, I wish they would have had more kit. They have more kits than Attack does. They have experimental and it's more real samples for the most part. There is some ASMR type of patches and all sorts of. They have, where is this at? Some instruments. Again, no sequencer, so you have to sequence everything. They really need to get maybe for OneShot 3, they'll add a performance side of it because they have that with some of the other things that they've sold. So they know how to do that. They've got some really cool sequencing things in other plugins. So, and there's some cool sounds here. I wouldn't say that there's stuff that like would replace what you need to do in an EDM song. I didn't find stuff. If you go electronic drums. There's maybe for house, things like that nature. Right? But it's just got this kind of certain vibe to it. But very good stuff. So both of these are drum. It's interesting, on the same week, 2 different plugins would come out to compete against each other, but sometimes that's just how the universe works, right? On top of this, I have a couple really cool plugins to show you on the audio effect side of things. The first one, let's do the DBX. This is dope. I love this. So there's numerous DBX 160 plugins, right? UAD has a really good one for giving that really snappy, that super snappy poppy vibe, right? How it clamps and all that kind of stuff. There's another company that makes a 160 I have here from Native Instruments, which does a similar kind of thing. Now, the one from Overloud is interesting in that it's more than one 160. It's actually, there were numerous models of the 160. There were newer ones than the original old one that everybody does the thing of, right? So they have that for their first version. They have actually a patch, I think, called like Start Here or something like that. Start from here. It sounds really good. I've been using this on my drums and it sounds great in the mix. Gives everything that nice pointed thing. But if you go over here to, where is it? Right here, the model button, you'll see that it can switch to the newer version, which is a very different vibe than. And they also have a more complex Model A, and you can do mid-side. So you can get into some like here's without this. Just makes it just jump out and so it's my favorite 160 that I've played with so far. Let me tell you this, let's see. I need to give you the link at Ilio. My friends at Ilio got this for me to show you guys. And it's available for $69 instead of $119. So a nice little bit of savings there for you if you're interested in this. Here is the link. Oh, wait, I pushed the wrong button. Paste, there. Oh. Where'd I put it? Go back here. Copy. And paste. There. Sorry about that. You got 2 O's for free. So if you need something for really giving drums life, the DBX is a really, it's been the go-to for a lot of people for a long time. This version is the most flexible. There's some really great presets as well for different presets. And again, you can abuse it pretty easily and get it into, let's see if we go down here and do mid-side. Can we do mid-side? You can do mid-side even with the first model. Very cool. So that way you can have the sides have different compression. Like turn it off. On. Hear it grabbing it. It's a really cool effect. You hear it on all the big records and stuff like that. It just gives you that kind of in-your-face drum kind of vibe. So this is a great option if you want to have that just easily done for you. Okay, so that's cool. Now let me go to MegaMagic Pads Volume 2 and call up a pad for this next plugin to show you. So let's go over here to Mosaic. Let's call up something like maybe Rose Crystal. And then we're going to play with Duck. Duck version 2 is out from Devious Machines. Devious Machines is a wonderful company with all sorts of cool really cool, all sorts of things to mess up audio in really cool, creative ways. And this is Duck, so it's doing that typical traditional, and let's call up something like this. So you can see how it fits in there, right? Now, the cool thing is that with Duck, it has like maybe the most exhaustive list of capabilities that it can do, as far as more than just a volume ducker. It can do filtering and EQing and side chaining and all sorts of things. So it's very easy to edit. Just click the little dots. You turn on magnets and so forth for editing, where you're like moving it, and it sticks to the timing values. You can go like this if you want to have it where you're painting. So you can choose the timing value you want to paint with, and so you can do all that kind of stuff pretty easily. Then you get over here to their creative things, like let's add drums so we hear the timing. This is some patches. Here's some of these where it's starting to play with different frequency bands. So it's a fun place to play. I think they also have some envelope shaping, drum trimmers, things like this, so you can clean up percussion. They show you the envelope shapes and stuff over here, which is cool. When you're looking at the patches, there's an oscilloscope, EQ and filtering, so you can. Let's see, can we change? How do we change? Oh, it's just EQ kind of stuff. If I want to do where I had a pulsing on this, there we go. So you can mess it up pretty easily. Kind of fun. They have an amount control, so you can change it like that. Let me show you the link for this. This is Devious Machines Duck 2. And if you own Duck 1, it's like $16. If you don't, Duck is available for $39. So it's at a decently starting price, right, to work with and play, stuff like that kind of stuff. So if you need this, now we have something like this built into Unify with Pump House and all the different parameters. So you can definitely get into this kind of territory by going over here and going to Dynamics and go to Pump House. It just doesn't have the fancy graphics and stuff like that for painting and so forth. You do have presets you can call up, so you could say, give me pulse presets of like 8 steps down, and now let's play the timing value. So you can do kind of things like this, but you don't have the cool interface with all the other capabilities or the mid frequencies and stuff. But you do have some tools inside Unify to play with that will get you into that land. So. But in your DAW, if you want especially the sidechain triggering, they have it to where it can do some really cool things. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. Good evening, Albzeg? Is that how you say? I don't know. Is it possible to give a brief summary? Yes. So real quickly, MegaMagic Pads 2, the original library, everything was voiced with free distortion. I didn't have the level metering that I have now inside of Unify 2. So you call the patch like this. Let's see, if I go to here, I'll give you a quick demo of Unify, because we just updated, this is our first library where it's like an official full update to Unify 2. So if I go over here to MegaMagic Pads 2, and you go to the Waves version, to the patches. This is Destiny All. So the original Destiny was very loud. And so we have brought it down by minus 8.5 dB, which just makes it sound the way that I originally wanted it to sound. I didn't realize I was pushing it as hard as I was in Unify 2 because we don't have the level metering to tell us what's going on. Now we do. So every patch, we spent this entire week, myself and Taylor, going through all the patches and getting them where they're playable. You can play the big. In fact, some of these Taylor should have brought them down a little bit more, but it's all right. But if you take the whole library and turn it down by about 8 dB, that's how much loudness it was over. And so all the patches, the BPM patches. Now, if I go over here, let me turn off this and turn this off. They also have custom imagery. So when you get to each of the patches, but you're not distorting, and also drum track's been added to everything. Let's see, turn on drum track, and you actually have a knob over here on the second page, so you can turn it on. So you can now start writing. Like if I go to the ZBPM pads and we go to Darkest Night of Nights, this was what the original was. You hear the distortion. So I turned everything down so you don't hear distortion. So I want to try to do this to all the Unify 1 libraries to get them updated. There's things I didn't see and didn't know when we were doing the libraries originally with Unify 1. So, hey, welcome. Glad to see you all join. So, quick summaries. We have updated Unify's MegaMagic Pads, Volume 2, Mosaic, to level adjusting everything. So, all the patches play without distortion now. Have drum tracks. And have custom imagery, so everything is ready to be played. And cool stuff. Cool drum tracks that aren't just your traditional drum tracks all the time. I think I put a link in the video description. Here, I'll do it one more time. It's available for just this weekend at a really crazy special price. So go to the website if you want to see the price. It's $30 off its retail price. So it's just for this weekend. Today and tomorrow. And then Tuesday, our spring / I think maybe Easter. Well, I don't know if we'll go all the way to Easter because that's a little late, but spring and St. Patrick's Day starts on Tuesday, and that would be like maybe a 40% off sale, but it won't be as deep of a savings as right now for this 2-day period of time for this library. So if you want to grab this and save the most, now's the time, man. without the drum track. Got that to play with. And it's a free upgrade, so if you already own MegaMagic Pads 2, all you have to do is log in at the website, and there will be a link to the new version of the library you can download. You don't have to buy it again if you already own it. So it's not one of those things where I'm trying to get people to buy the library again. If you already own it, it's a free download on the website. Just log in. Everything that you buy from my website a license to, you get into the My Account tab, so you can download them again anytime in the future. See your license numbers if you need them in the future, and access updates. So that's how we update Unify 2, so that you can get the latest updates to Unify 2 from there. And same for the library. It's right there waiting for you to download it. So off you go, you know? And the way I would use these, even if these are like this, 3 layers, just right here's your high note and low note for the range. If you right click on the low note, you can play C, which will cut the bottom half of the keyboard off. So I could then go up here to basses, or I could go to some other library. I could go to like MegaMagic Synth Bass, and I could go to like something really cool. Let's say Sexy Boy just for fun, and add that to Unify layer. Now what you want to do then is take this one and right click on the top note and then say B. So that way I have and if I need to take it up an octave, just plus 12. And because I loaded it as a Unify 2 layer, that means I can just click this layer and it opens up the patch in the library, and I could find the patch. That works for the vibe I want, you know. Whatever vibe you want to go for, we have basses in this library. Right, so off you go. So that's how I would use these types of libraries for the songwriting process. Get the idea for your song done without being a DAW, and then take this patch and put it into your DAW. Duplicate it to 2 layers, 1 layer that you do for the bass, 1 for the synth right-hand part, so you have separate control if you want, or play it in real time. That's kind of the fun thing you have. Off you go, you know. So however you want to, we try to make the tools that you can use to be the most creative and inspired. So that's what we do. She did what I've ever played. Yes. Yeah, it's about 8 dB. You do hear a little bit of distortion. I mean, thankfully our Loud Max definitely helps when it goes over, that it doesn't become ugly distortion. But yeah, she might have noticed that it didn't have, you don't hear the same depth as there is when it's given a little bit of space to breathe without being pushed to the wall, right? So yeah, it is a much better sounding library overall. This is one when I got the graphics from Marko Bagge. I was like, I was playing it. I was like, yeah, I think I need to go through and do more than just put new graphics to it, because they're great sounds. This patch, like Liftoff Dreaming, check this out. I mean, the original of this is a Z-Pad Liftoff Dreaming. So go over here, Liftoff Dreaming. This is one that was especially loud. So that's how it was in version 1. And so I fixed it. So it sounds a little bit better. So I apologize for the first library being so loud. I didn't realize that it was. Again, in Unify 1, you don't have these types of metering. So there was... It's hitting red. It's no big deal, right? It sounds good. But we work to make it sound better and work within the parameters of what you have for the dynamic range. All right? So that's out. Fred's next library is coming out for Repro 1 and Repro 5. And there's patches just for those synths as a download that you can get. But there's also going to be all these really cool Unify 2 combinations and right. When I'm doing these libraries, like for MegaMagic pads, if you notice, next week this will be a free download for everybody. If you go to Metronome, I have at the very top a handful of grooves that I have made that are just different grooves, and then I'll put these into the library and give them names and stuff. But these are the grooves that I would use as starting points, and then I might modify these for each patch, but this way I'm not working from the same place every time. Right, so I'll put these into the library. They're not available today. I didn't have time to get them organized the way I want them to be organized. But when you go to the Z patches, you will find those grooves are there inside of each patch you go to is going to be a little bit different vibes. So if you go Mysterious Leader. Now the leads I didn't add drums to because it didn't make sense. So those don't. But Sovereignty, I showed you that one. The different pulse toolkits, each one's different for the... Right? If you go to Oceans, it's a different vibe. Some are more techno, some will get more into the kind of the laid-back vibe. Justice... So that kind of vibe, right? So, is that a YouTube bedroom update or just? Oh, thank you, Kevin, my brother. Thank you. Yes, we've only updated the Mosaic library. Is that? There's no update to the metronome per se. I'm just explaining a little bit about my process when I'm making these libraries. I make a set of patches. Like if you go to Metronome, the latest update to the patches with the standard library for Metronome, if you scroll down here to BPM drum, you'll come to an area, where is it at? Right, GS. This is from Guitar Sphere. I made a whole bunch of different grooves. For Guitar Sphere, I included those in the update, right? Because they just use the internal drum sounds. So it's something, so when you update the voicing, if you just go to your Unify library, download and update. If you want, email us at unifysupport@pluginguru.com if you don't have these. But I added these grooves. I'll do the same thing here with these. What I'll do, this would be, for example, maybe I'll say like 115. I'll give it a different name. This is my working name, so it shows up at the top of the list. I'd say BPM Drum, MegaMagic Pads 2, right? And this is like take, let's see, take, let's go Techno, Teco Taco. How's that? So, and that'll be the name of the patch, right? And then I'll go save as and save and put it into the library. Make sure the knobs are all working. Make sure it's not hitting 0 dB and stuff like that. So then there will be a list of MMP2 patches that will be added next week. I'll get that done It's on my list of to-dos this week, and get you these patches. There's 8 of them or 9 of them or something like that in total as additional bonus patches that everybody can enjoy. Because once I get done making these and it's just using the samples inside the library, then I like to share them with everybody. So there you go. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Happy to help. Happy to help. All right, any questions? How? I know the metronome's pretty sweet. There's so much, guys. You wouldn't believe what I want to do in the future, but it's really nice to have this as a added tool to integrate with your patches, so you can have it if you're playing live. It's really handy and stuff like that, right? Is it allowed to share the libraries? Yeah, you can't really share them. You're buying a license for you to use the library. You and Daniela can use the library since you're together, but not to other people. They need to own their own license and their own license number and stuff like that. So please respect that. Yeah. So there. I thought I did the update link for the version 2. Yes, it's not an update to MegaMagic Pads Volume 1. That's still a separate library of different samples with a whole different concept. I explained this earlier, but I'll explain it one more time. Inside of MegaMagic Pads 1, I made really big, cool samples, right? In MegaMagic Pads 2, the concept was to pull the elements apart so that you've got this big pad, right? But then you also have all the elements, the A element, then you have the B. That's in that pad sound of A, and then C. Cool sound I made in Massive X, and then the stinger kind of thing. So you have those as separates, or you can have it as all-in-one. Even if you don't hear all those specific elements, so you listen closely. Now you hear them, right? Hear the tingly little part? But there might be a point where you want to use this. By itself without it being in the big pad. In MegaMagic Pads 1, you can't pull parts out. It's all just one stereo sample. Those were made for Omnisphere. So I only had 6 samples. If you remember, with Omnisphere, you only have 1 sample per patch. And I would take 6 patches or 8 patches in some cases with some libraries and make each one a separate sample for a part of the keyboard. And we don't have to do that anymore, and we can do more samples than that. So for MegaMagic Pads 2, I think there's 15 samples per pad. Like if we go to MegaMagic Pads 2, say just the power strings. Here's the list of samples. There's more than 8 samples. So I was able to do more, and then we went from there and kind of went crazy, and now we're to where like some of these guitar libraries and stuff, it's like 30 samples, 40 samples in one set of sample map. Right? So we've come a long ways with what we can do as far as the number of samples we can provide for you guys. This is like all of these different maps, the chunks and the noids offs and the slides and stuff. And you can turn these up if you want to have it be even more effective. Right? Type of thing. So we've come a long ways from just one sample across the keyboard for all the Omnisphere 2 libraries to what we're doing now inside of Unify 2. So I had to step out for a few minutes. Are you fixing the macro knobs? I'm not sure if I have time to do the macro knob fixing. I probably should. It's just so much work. I can't promise you that I can do that right now just because there's a lot of other stuff going on. So the library is, it has bows on it and everything works when you call it up. And a lot of the patches, the macro knobs are working. Other ones we'll look at, and if I can get to them, I will, but I can't promise that I'm having a tough time. You have a nano control. Yes. Is there a quick way to MIDI control the volume sliders? So the volume sliders are kind of a per patch situation, depending on the library. Sometimes we'd have that you would probably want to like customize the patches you want to use. What we have is this. So each of these knobs has a control number, as you can see, CC 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Page 1 is like the most standard, where we have CC 1, 2, 4. In this case right now I have it at 9. But if you click the little this little chain link right here, and you can say MIDI learn, whatever knob you move, it's going to grab, and that's now going to be assigned to that CC. And I now have 2 set to 55. So let's say do that one more time to this one right here. So it's doing its own thing. So on your nano control, it's sending out MIDI CC numbers. If you want, you could change the nano control with the nano control editor to these control numbers. Well, see, I messed these up. The thing we do is we don't, the CC numbers are not saved per patch. They can be saved per patch. However, if you take this and instead of being a layer like this, you make it an embedded Unify layer. If you go up here to this option, move to an embedded Unify layer. Each embedded Unify layer has its own set of knobs. No CC are assigned to it. You can assign things to this, and then you can tell it what CC number you want it to be per knob. When you save it, it will call back up that way. But the easiest way would be just to look at when you call it. It should be 1, 2. This should be CC 4, and then 67. CC 67 is another one that's not assigned, or is it? Soft pedal, which is never used. Then 55, 56, 57, 58 assigned to CC 58. But we don't change these from what the defaults are, because this way, as you're changing the patches, the knobs will be working with whatever hardware you set up once. So it's best if you can have the CC numbers of your nano control transmit to the CC numbers, and you can change those for your own version of Unify. What we set it at for the release is not what it has to be at. They can be different for you. Just by clicking the chain link fence on any knob, here's a list of CC numbers. So, and we also have a really handy thing. If I initialize this, go to over here to Utility and go to MIDI Monitor, and this way and let's say turn on CCs. So now it will tell me that that's CC4 and that this one's CC67. So you can use this with your nano control to find out what CC numbers everything is set to. If you don't know how to use the software, if you don't want to use the software for the Korg, then you can use this to go through and find out what everything is set to. So that way you can then go, okay, I need to use that. What CC number is that? So if it's, say that this said CC28 for this slider, then that means I want this one to be set CC28. So I'd go up here and say 28. Choose that. Now it works. Just so you know, also at the end of this list, we have channel aftertouch. So if your keyboard doesn't have aftertouch, like I said last week in the last live stream, it's really cool to go over here and set the page 4 last knob, Set that up to CC aftertouch. And now you have an aftertouch. It's just channel aftertouch. It's not polyphonic. But hopefully that helps, you know. And it's not fully visible. Yeah. For me, for you, Unify is not fully visible. Well, you can make it smaller. Like this. You can grab the edge to resize it if you want. You can turn on and off the browser if you need to make it smaller. You should be able to see the knobs at that size. Yeah. Oh, and the thing about the plugin that's on sale, the link is in the video description above, but Softube the Model 77 is available for $39 instead of $159. I found that they're having a spring sale going on right now, and they've put this at this crazy price, so you can go to... Oh, you're not seeing the interface on your stream in Windows. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, because I move things around sometimes. Oh, sorry. My bad. I thought you were talking about your monitor that you couldn't see. It's this monitor. Sorry about that. Yeah, so if you click the chain link right here, go to page 1. Right here's a chain link where you see the CC list. If you go over here and you call up under the utility MIDI monitor and turn on CC listening, now when you move the controls of your synth, you'll see that I've got it tied to corresponding knobs here, so it's working as well. This one isn't. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. This one isn't. So, oh yeah, it is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My last ones are not. So I'm not in sync with my hardware right now, but that can hopefully help us out. In case you switch to Retro Tube or something like that. Is it worth buying if you already have the Arturia collection already? I think so. I think Softube does one of the better emulations of all the instruments that they've released. Let me give you a comparison. I think I have this. Let's see if I have empty layer. I have all the Arturia products. I just don't know if I have them all installed. Yeah, CS80. Okay, so we can show you. Let's do this. Let's go side by side. We'll mute, so we'll hear the CS80 first from Arturia. Okay, that's their kind of Blade Runner-esque. And here is... Oh, wait. Where is... It's a lot closer to the sound of a CS80. The filter is great. Hear the detail in it. Here's Arturia's. It's not the same. That won't get Vangelis to wake up. This is closer. Big difference to me. Some other examples of patches. Let's go to the Arturia and just play it to get a little sense of the flavor of it. So, there's a big sync bass from them. Let's go over to here and say bass, presets. Do we have any sync basses? I wish I had a better browser, but here's like a Mordor won't do it. They have a sync bass, synthetic voices, velocity bass. Big difference. They're not the same. It's not like, well, you could do the other with the other. They're... It's got a really nice vibe to it. This filter is great. Let's see, where's the full frequency rate? I haven't played with this interface and I don't know where everything's at, so. You have the different presets here to play with and all that kind of stuff. I mean, not to throw another wrench into it, but let's also listen for a second, just so you can hear all three. There's also the one from Cherry Audio. Let's see, Cherry. I think it's called the GX80. It's called the VST3 version. It might have to. Oh, it's working. All right, so let's just solo this by itself. Oh, I'm not soloing. Solo. This is also really nice. It has even more of the parameter interface in the ribbon, which is one of the favorite things people love with their CS80s and stuff like that. I mean, Arturia stuff, I don't want to say anything too strongly, but there's not the same life and so forth as other plugins. Other plugins, I think, do these emulations a little bit better. I mean, Arturia was the first on the block to do it, so. You know, you try the demos for yourself. I think they all have demos so you can try them out. Yes, the interface is, the Cherry Audio one is tough. They do have, just so you know, they do have this focus, which allows you to simplify the interface and see just parts of it, you know? So that helps. But still, it's a lot to take in. I think, wasn't it Fred? Didn't you make a real library for the GX80? He did a really cool library that we've released for the GX80 from Cherry Audio, that even the guys at Cherry Audio were blown away with a lot of the patches and stuff. So, yeah. So, you know, for $39, it's a pretty no-brainer in my book for the Model 77. The patches, the sound quality. It's in your face in a really cool way. It's nice. Just want to make you aware of it. Good stuff. So. So fun stuff to play with, yeah, for sure. It just has that nice detuned dual oscillator sound. Where's the link for the Model 77? Let me get it for you right here. Copy. Over here. Paste. I did it right this time. All right, what episode did you explain how to use Hyperion auto effects? I can show that to you now. Let's call it just a simple sound. Let's go to the standard library, in fact, so you can follow the steps. Everybody has these patches. Unify standard library. Let's call it the piano. Just put effects on that, right? So go to keys. Let's say Steinway, Church Steinway 2. And then let's go to the master effects and let's put this right. We'll start here. We'll say, now for me, it's different because I have Hyperion in here. So what you would do is you just call up Hyperion. Hyperion. No. I can't do it that way, can I? It's combo box. So it's combo box. It took me a second. Combo box. This is our built-in kind of like playground for adding any audio effects, MIDI effects, everything to play, right? And like if I wire this to this and this to this, now audio runs through here. And then right click here and say Hyperion. And this is for, excuse me, getting the audio to work. Yeah, if you want, there's a shortcut to this. I'll show you the shortcut in just a second. I'll do it first the way if you own Hyperion. I gotta see, I gotta say right. Why won't you help me out? There, thank you. There. So by routing the audio through Hyperion, I can now go to Hyperion and I can call up, say, some of the audio effects and so forth. Now, if you're just wanting to try out Hyperion effects and you don't own Hyperion, what you do is under the menu. So here's Hyperion. You'd click up here at the very top. You could go to the categories and say effects bus. And let's say auxiliary bus reverb. Let's use like maybe a cool reverb like this, right? So let's call back over here to the algorithm. What you need to do, the auxiliary input, right here where the return is, right click and say swap this node and use audio in. And now my audio is running through Hyperion, right? Now, if you don't own Hyperion, you can go to the menu and you can go to these templates. And here's where you have these different effects that I've set up. Granular grains. Gives you really cool granular. Put this on a pad. It's just nuts. Or if we go over here to like the dense reverb. Now, what you'd want to do is this would need to be on an auxiliary bus so you can control the mix of it, right? So we would copy this effect, get rid of this effect, go plus to auxiliary effects, add a new empty auxiliary layer, hold down shift and click the little plus, and that will paste combo box into here. So now I could go over here to my sins. And now you're playing with combo box as the host for Hyperion. And if you don't own Hyperion, you'll see, what is it? Hyperion U2HL, which is, let's see if I go Hyperion. Yeah, there it is. Hyperion _ U2HL. That is the version of Hyperion Paul put into Unify now. That's headless. U2HL means U2 headless. HL, headless. But if you have Hyperion, it will load Hyperion instead, and then you see this. So then you have access to the parameters. Make it a little shorter. Right? So I'm using this as my reverb now, as well as whatever was in the patch. So hope that helps. Okay, we're a little over, and I have a birthday party to go to. I have a niece that's having a birthday party. So let's do our shout outs. Shout out from wherever in the world you are into the text messages so we can all say, oh, there's somebody in wherever you are, right? Shout out from Eagle, Idaho, Amsterdam. Love it. Camino Islands. Hey, good to see you, Ken. The Netherlands. Great. Good to see you, Rob. as always, Vermont, New Jersey, my goodness, Canada, Quebec, Netherlands. Look at all of you guys. I love it. I love seeing where everybody's at. That's the best part of the live stream, isn't it? Fred in France. Yay, brother. Ontario. Oh, you're right to be late. It's okay. San Jose. Yay, Mr. Wave Sequencer. Shout out to Paul for all the good stuff he's done for Unify 2. Yeah. From Austria. Oh, great. Good. Good to see you, Johns. Nice. Well, wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry for some of you that were late because of the daylight savings. This is our new time slot, so make sure you make a note of it for next week. We won't go through daylight savings again for 7 months or so. Oh, that's right. Yes, Paul's been working really nicely on when you go to the inputs and the outputs. And let's see, I don't even have those turned on. See, audio, MIDI. Yeah, if I turn on my outputs. Now, sometimes your audio interface will do this where you don't even see inputs. So if that's the case, toggle off and then toggle back, and that will turn on the inputs so that you can see them. That's just the way it works. But if you have your inputs and outputs turned on, as you can see on the audio media page, you can see the outputs and inputs, what they are. But when you're over here on these pages, it doesn't. It just says it like this. That's getting updated in the next update to tell you what it says as well inside of the audio interface to make it even easier to know that you're on the right pair. It's like, this is actually pair 3 and 4, even though it says 2, right? So then it will say 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, so you'll know. So that's one of the things Paul's working on the next update. If the audio interface gets disconnected and then you reconnect it, it will remember all your settings, all sorts of good stuff like that. So just, we just keep working. These things take so much work to get into the deep workings and change how Juice works in some cases and stuff. But we continue to innovate and update, and that will be coming in the coming weeks, I think. So, yeah. So, cool. All right. Thank you for joining, everybody. Don't forget, you've got MegaMagic Pads 2 is on a crazy sale for just the 2 days at my website. So you can get it for $22 just for the next 2 days. All right. And then we have a spring sale starting on Tuesday when we sync up with St. Patrick's Day. But it won't be as big of a savings on MegaMagic Pads as it is right now. So grab it. It's updated. Nothing distorts. And it's got graphics and it's got metronome patches and all that kind of good stuff. And we'll continue to work on SubsonicArtz next release, which will be out in the next week or two. We'll see how fast we can get through all the stuff we want to add to that and get it in your hands. It's a really cool library. And thanks again for joining us. I appreciate all of you for spending time with us. And we'll see you next week where we do it all over again. All right? So have a great creative week. Stay safe. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. And thanks again. All right?